Not today, pal. Not today.
All right.
Not today.
We said that we're ready, and now I feel like I'm not ready. Who are your pinned conversations in your phone?
You want me to read them?
That's what I want to know. I want to know who's up there. But you have
Cutter.
so many you don't know.
No, Cutter, Norma, my nanny.
Yes.
Then the one with Cutter and my nanny. My best friend, Stephanie. You. My other best friends, Odette and Becca. Christina Applegate. And Allison Bresnick, who is the producer of my other podcast, Messy.
Wow.
And those are my saved ones.
Do those go
my
in and
pinned.
out? Or
No,
they...
those are my permanents. Those are the people I talk to the most.
Okay.
You're right there in the middle. See? The second row?
Wow. Oh, I got no picture, huh? What a shame.
You don't have a picture.
What a shame.
Yep.
Your picture on is your son, Bo.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. It's,
Oh, he changed it.
Yeah,
That's right. I
he's
forgot
wearing,
he
like,
did
crazy
that.
sunglasses. It's every time I see you. What about you boys? Who's your pinned conversations in there?
I have none.
Yeah.
Oh, no one?
I go digging in the text. Sometimes I don't even have people saved. I'm like, who?
I always had none. Now I have one. Can you guys guess who?
Solo?
The one.
Jamie?
No, I don't think anybody would ever guess. One person out there is probably yelling that thing. It's me. I have a conversation with myself.
Huh?
That's pinned.
Like to save things?
Yeah.
Oh, I do
So,
that in my
like-
notes section.
Right. Well, with me, it's like I'll forget, so I have to mark it as unread and leave. Because what happens is a lot. Like, so I put my phone away at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm not touching it. But then in those 4 hours, a lot of times I think of things like I need to do or for the pod and this. So I'll say, I don't want to say it now because it's going to answer it. Let me put it in my pocket. But I say, hey Siri, text Rob and say da 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 da. And then I need it up top because otherwise it just gets lost in the conversations and I'll forget and I'll never get to it.
Oh, mine is all in my notes section. I have years of notes. Years
Really?
of things. Yeah, every once in a while I'll just start going back through and looking at them.
Like what kind of
Like
stuff?
thoughts of inspiration. I feel like I'm going to sound so cheesy right now, but like one day I think I'll write a book.
Yeah. It doesn't sound cheesy. You have a lot
And I've just I'll just have moments of reflection and I don't want to forget them and I'll write them down, or moments that because I have like the worst memory, but every once in a while if a memory pops up, I'll just write it down really fast so that I can go back to it if I need.
And do you have everything in one note? Or do you have a lot of separate notes?
Just all separate notes. Like there's
different titles.
hundreds.
Yeah, let's hear your titles.
No, they're
of
not.
Your notes.
They're none of them are titles. It's all like
it's just
the
like
beginning
first
of it.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's just
okay.
like
Pick a random note and read it to us. Let's see what we got on there.
one says Bo's picture day number, which I guess I don't need that anymore for his school pictures.
Right.
One says goals, and it's just goals that I have for myself.
Can you read some of those goals? Can you hit us with some goals?
This is very personal.
Read them and see if there's ones that you would share with us. Obviously, not all of them.
Put kids
start showing up on time.
Put kids school
what?
and put money away for kids' school and college.
Okay.
Upgrade and pay off the house.
Wow. Okay.
The rest, that's a shared note with Cutter. So I feel like it's not nice for me to share some of the rest are actually his goals.
Yeah, Cutter's one of the few people I also have shared notes with.
I have that's right. I have a section of clothes I'd like to buy. I need black leather pants. I'd like some more corduroys. I'd like a camel blazer, a black leather jacket. These are things I don't own that I would like to get.
What about you boys in there? What are your notes looking like?
I have thousands of notes and thousands of voice memos. And
Really?
I don't think I'll be
Voice memos?
Yeah, because like I play music and write songs, so I'm always
You write
jotting down
songs?
ideas. Yeah.
Well, have you written one about Jamie ever?
Damn it, Rob.
He's going to now.
No, I'm
I've
just.
written one about Chris Larson.
I want to hear it.
Are these?
It's a banger?
It's on my Instagram.
Wow.
Really?
Are they like sweet songs or like funny songs?
Well, I write sweet songs, but the one about Chris is funny. Sometimes I write funny songs. I wrote the Christmas carols for our live show.
Oh wow.
I have a list of salad places.
Oh wow. I could probably crush that. I could probably. That's
been to
one thing I
Honest
could
Mary's?
add to in life. Yeah, not a
Rogue radish, vinaigrette, cafe no se.
Let's go to vinaigrette. We should go to vinaigrette. Every time I
Is it
pass that,
good?
I'm like, I want to go.
I hear it's
want to
good.
go there. Speaking of singing, though, I want to talk about something
I have allergies.
that you're
People's-
allergic to?
I'm allergic to surgical adhesive, vancomycin.
We've hit a new low on this pod. I think that's it. I think we just it was like boom, we just hit the bottom.
You want to know my notes?
No, I do. But when you said vancomycin, I think
It's
it's
an
just,
antibiotic.
yeah.
Bad allergy to it.
But so Chad was talking about singing, and what I want to know is I said to you about singing the Not Today Pal song, and then you were like, asking me to sing is like asking you to act. Mm-hmm. And you know how much I hate acting. Does that mean you hate singing that much?
I don't like singing on the spot. Yes, I have a lot of weirdness about singing because I sang my whole childhood up until I was like 22 years old. And then I stopped because for a lot of reasons. And I think like when I got MS and like I felt it was I wasn't able to perform the way I did, and I had like a lot of grief around singing, and it just became this like piece of me that like I shut off. And I dabble every once in a while, and it's weird. It's like whenever I know I'm really good mentally, I'll start singing again.
Wow.
Like it's the first thing that I want to do. I'll start singing in the car again, or I'll start singing in the shower again. But it's very hard for me to do, and it was all I did forever.
And did the MS stop that because you're singing? You were like a Broadway singer, so it came with a lot of like
Moving and yes.
Wow,
I think
okay.
there was just like I was grieving that part of me was gone, and so like anytime I would go to sing, I would get really sad. So I stopped singing.
That's so crazy because usually singing brings people so much
I
joy.
I know. But it was like a whole thing when I went to India about that. Like
wow.
he like one of the last days that I was there, my guru like brought me up to this like beautiful like dome, like crazy acoustics that he had built with like his brothers. It was like stunning. And we had sat just for our evening meditation. And after we came out of meditation, he looked at me and he goes, "Sing." And I'm like, "What?" And he made me because he was just like, I'm going to sit here as long as you need me to until you feel ready. Yeah, it was like a very profound moment for me, very big moment for me, very emotional moment.
So
for
what'd
me.
you sing to him?
I blacked out. When I tell you
Imagine
I
you're
blacked
like,
out.
"Hello, my baby."
Yeah,
Hello.
can you imagine? I was like, well.
Yeah.
No, I have no idea. I have no idea what I sang that night.
Really? How long were you singing for?
Oh, I don't know, probably a couple of minutes. But I remember every time I would finish, he'd go, more. Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's just about, like, it's like, a lot of for him was about, like, life force energy, like prana was what they call it, like, in you. And, like, there's certain gifts that you have, or there's certain things that you do that, just everybody has different ones, but that just get your juices flowing, right? And that's your
Totally.
life
Yeah,
force.
yeah.
And, he said, he's like, it's important for you and your life force to do that, whether you ever do it performing or not, like that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to him, but
I have a weird thing where like whenever I'm about to step in the shower, I start singing. Like everybody sings in the shower or whatever, but it's like I notice right because there's like a shower door, and I notice something about like when I open the door to the shower, I just
you're
start
ready
singing.
to go.
Yeah, I know it's really
yeah,
weird.
but here's the thing with singing: there's always judgment that comes with singing. So asking me to sing right now on like this podcast, that's why I was like,
no, I never
fuck
asked
no.
you to sing on this podcast. What I was saying is,
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I said make 2 versions of our song, meaning like you make
I thought
them.
you wanted me to do it then
no
and there.
way. No, I wouldn't be like belt out too. So no, I was
that's what
saying
I thought
like
you were asking me to do.
No, I was saying like go like for next week's episode, you have one thing of you singing Not Today, Pal, and then one thing of you singing
Like
it
a
like
voice
over
note?
the top, like
no,
like a voice
I
note.
still would never because
Right.
you're putting it out to the world to judge. But I
Right.
love singing competition shows. We've talked about this.
Yes, but see, that's the gift of being horrible at singing. The judgment doesn't matter. That's what. So like I'll sing like I don't give a fuck. But
right.
like
That's
it's
why I don't
because
do
know-
karaoke.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like expecting you to like sing kind of good or whatever, and I'm just like, no, it's just not. That's not fun for me.
Exactly. I feel the same way.
You do?
Oh, the life of a performer, huh, Chad?
Yeah,
What
he
are you
gets
getting at
me.
here, Rob?
He always gets me. Stop
yeah.
it.
Yeah, sure.
Why are you hating on our connection?
No, listen, Chad's my boy. I like Chad. All right, so I have a gay question for you, which is,
What the heck does that mean?
well, 2 dudes go to dinner on a
Okay.
date, right?
Yes.
Who pays? Because we've talked about like, as the guy, It's a thing, whatever. Some people will be like, it's 2024. As a guy, you do feel like you want to pay for dinner, right? You take a girl
Sure.
out, you want to pay for dinner. It's a thing. A girl goes reaching, you go, no,
I
please,
bet it's
allow me.
whoever. I bet it's the guy that made the plans.
Okay.
Would be my guess. The guy that made the reservation, the guy that chose the place, or the guy that initiated asking, let's go, would pay.
Because my
guess.
thought is it insulting to another guy where you're kind of
No.
going like, hey, you're the feminine one,
No.
I'm paying. And then do you think they ever go like, no, I'm paying because I'm the man?
I don't think we can ask.
Well, that's why we're going to call my manager today.
Oh, great.
Yeah, my
Let's call
manager's-
Jeff. This is a question for Jeff.
That's what I'm saying. My manager, very gay
get
man.
him on the horn.
Yeah. We're gonna ask him
Great.
what's the move to. Let me see if we got. Is this his number? I hope. Last time we tried to do this, I called somebody who wasn't the person we were trying to call. Do you remember that?
I don't
That
think
was
they
crazy.
lived in America.
They did not. I don't think they lived on Earth.
Yeah.
Let's see. I hope this is him.
Wasn't it a FaceTime too?
Yeah, and it was a disgruntled.
It's
See, I knew it was Jeff because whenever you call him, you hear the phone ringing.
Why does that do
Because
that?
he has like a million alarms going off all the time.
Hi,
He's taking pills.
Jeff.
what's going on? Who's that?
It's
How dare you? Who's that?
I pick up the phone and I hear two people arguing or talking.
Yeah,
Now
so
I
who
know
do you
it is,
put
'cause
two and two
As soon
together?
as I hear "How dare you," I know who it is.
Who is it?
It's Mr. Rob Iler.
Oh yeah. Oh, you didn't even know it was me. Okay, but do you know who the other
okay.
person is?
Sounds like Jamie.
Yeah, it's Jamie
yeah.
Lee, the princess of
What's
podcasting.
going on, guys?
What's up, Jeff?
How are you?
I'm okay.
I thought it would be
Same
nice
as
to have
always.
you.
You know me.
I thought it would be nice to have you on the pod. What I was saying is, when you call you, I wasn't sure if this was the right number because we're doing it on the FaceTime, and I was like, oh, I know it's you when you picked up because I still hear ringing when you pick up.
It's his
Oh yeah.
laptop.
There's always residual ringing on this stupid phone.
Yeah,
you know me with
there's-
my phone.
he's-
It's always crazy.
Jeff is the most organized, chaotic person I've ever met.
Jeff, before we get into these hard-hitting questions that we have for you, can you tell our listeners at home how long have you been in a relationship with Rob?
Oh my God, it's like a bad marriage.
I know.
Well, it's like any marriage. It has its joys and its nutsiness. But I don't know, like it feels maybe like 60, 70 years, but
Yeah.
it's probably just more like 35 to 40.
Actor years are like dog years. When you're managing an actor, it's like you could say
Right.
like, yeah, we've been, but it's really been what, like 33 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, well, let's see. You're like, what, 30? I can't even believe you're 38,
9,
right?
39.
39. And yeah, you were how old when that fateful day where I like destroyed your life on the street?
I was
You were
6.
like, how,
Jeff
5?
was the one that
6,
discovered you on the street.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are the guy. Wow.
I was 6 years old.
Tell us about that moment.
That was the days when a talent manager walking up and down the street in New York could walk over to a parent
Right.
with a kid and say, "Hey, your kid, he can be a star."
Right.
It was a little tough that you were gay, and my dad, my dad was probably like, "Why is this gay guy coming up saying my son is cute?"
No, sir, did he say? I don't even know that part of the story. It was your dad, right? Did he say this gay guy walked over to Rob and I when we were walking down the street?
Well, this is like what, 89? No, it would be 1991. So I think it was a little more not accepted. You might want to say, as it was saying. I think my dad's like a fucking tough guy, or whatever. I think he was put off by it for sure. But I think once he brought it to my mom and was like, this guy said Rob should be in commercials and act, and my mom was like, yeah, like and then started going on auditions.
Wait, can we just say for a moment, like, I didn't do anything gay. I just walked down the street and talked to this guy.
You didn't try
about
and kiss
like,
me?
I didn't try to, listen, I didn't try to do anything, but isn't it funny? Like, Rob is just basically insinuating that I'm like so clearly, obviously gay. And by the way, I don't think in the realm of that world that I know when I hear myself, I cringe, right?
We
But
all
like,
do.
Jamie, do I sound like a total queen here?
Jeff, that makes you homophobic.
It probably does these days. Before it used to just listen, in the past, it was just being a healthy, self-hating gay. Now it makes me homophobic.
Right? Yeah. Now we got to put
Jamie,
labels
wait,
on you.
Jamie,
Yeah.
if you had never heard me talking and I was on this phone call, would you, after you guys hung up, would you say, man, Rob, your manager sounds like a total queen?
That wouldn't be what I would say, but I would think you were gay. Yes.
Hold on, wait, hold on. We got the Booth Boys
I
too.
sound like such a tough guy, man.
That's what I was gonna ask the Booth Boys, but they all seem real nervous. What do you guys think he sounds gay in there? You could tell us was a gay guy or no?
Yeah, 100%. I used to have a gay friend that sounds exactly like this man.
Yeah.
100%.
There's a hint of it there.
Hell
What
yeah.
was the vote? Was it unanimous?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're
I
there's
don't
people
really
coming
care
in from
'cause
outside.
I don't really care because none of those guys are really cute, but whatever.
Oh shit!
How do you know?
Wow.
How do you
I
know?
played this game before. Ain't going down this road.
That's how they get you.
That's how
you
it
know?
begins.
They get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So what do you remember about me being 6 years old and being on the street and you coming up to
You know,
my?
it's really weird when you look at the internet and you see the stories of all that happened. Like, it was so long ago. Like,
Yeah.
I think there's multiple versions of it. I saw like a Wikipedia page or something, a completely made up thing about you. I don't remember what it was about how you got discovered, and it really pissed me off. But no, I just remember I thought it was like Park Avenue South in the 30s. That's where my office was at the time, right? And
Yeah.
I was just walking down the street, and your dad, I remember you maybe somewhere in my mind, you were getting a piggyback ride on your dad's shoulders. So I don't remember exactly what. So I think maybe you were getting a piggyback ride. I heard you know, yapping. And then I think when I approached him and said something to him, I think he put you down. And I believe you were looking at me like really like that same look that I guess if anybody's watched The Sopranos, it's that side eye look, you know?
Oh yeah. He was sizing you up.
Like, what? Yeah.
He was sizing you up.
You know what? I just remember, but the real question is, what was it that made me say that? I was walking down the street and he was so animated and adorable. I mean, look at the pictures of Rob when he was little. Like, he had this cute
Or
little
now.
round face. God knows how he turned out the way he turned out now, right? But he was smiling, happy, fun, funny, and really, really gregarious. And just remember, whatever that happened in that moment, I heard him going on and on and on. And I just thought, if this kid is like this all the time, then
You knew.
then maybe there's some hope here. And I don't know if I was wrong or right. Was there hope?
Well, 33 years later, who's your favorite client?
Oh, God. Putting me on the spot like that. I don't know if I would use the word favorite.
That's fair.
Did you ever tell the story when you came into my office and you took it over and you locked me out of my studio?
I don't know what you're talking about. What we called you for was a gay question, actually.
I knew, you know what? I knew that if you were going to call me, it was going to have to do with being gay. It wasn't going to include when you stormed my office and locked me out of my studio. Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah.
And I
Okay, what do
definitely
you wanna
wasn't.
know?
I wasn't doing drugs then, right?
Listen, you probably know what was going on before that situation.
Well, I happened to show up at your office at like 10 a.m. with a bunch of alcohol and drugs and.
Which we immediately put out on the balcony on the fire escape because I said that's not allowed in here. You were pissed off about that.
Well, you know, shit happens. All right, Jamie, this is it. This has been what, Zolo? What is this, like 2 months in the making?
Oh yeah, man.
we went back and forth on this a lot. We have our first official piece of merch, and Robbie has no hat on right now. But now Robbie's.
Yeah.
What
Oh, it looks so good.
You know,
Oh,
I
it looks
mean-
good on you. It's dope.
Come on. We're supposed to read this and sell these. I might just keep them all.
Yeah.
This
Good.
is fucking. Oh, I love this.
It's so good.
Yeah, this
the
is
colors
good.
are good. I can't. It's gonna look good on me. I hope it does.
Yeah, let's try it. Go to
can't wear this
store.ymhstudios.com and you could grab this hat. We're pumped. Thank you, Zolo, for helping me with it. And Yeah, thank you for the who were the people responsible for making it?
Brendan over at Slingshot e-commerce kind of oversaw the whole thing.
Thank you, Brendan.
Way
yeah.
to go, bro.
Looks great.
Love it.
So yeah, that's it, guys. Go grab the hat if you want. If not, here's the rest of the episode.
Best way to learn a language? Immersion. Living where the language is spoken and using it every day. But if that's not in the cards this year, you can still learn a language the second best way, and that's with Babbel. Be a better you in 2024 with Babbel, the science-backed language learning app that actually works. Don't pay hundreds of dollars for private tutors or waste hours on apps that don't really help you speak the language. Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons are handcrafted by over 200 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Babbel is designed by real people for real conversations. I don't know about you, but I would love to be fluent in Spanish. I'm half Cuban, and that would make my mom so proud. So here's a special limited time deal for our listeners. Right now, you will get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/pal. Get up to 55% off at babbel.com/pal, spelled BABBEL.com/pal. Rules or restrictions may apply.
But the gay question, anyway, what I wanted to know is if two guys are going out to dinner, how do you decide who pays? Because what we're saying is as a guy, when you go on a date with a girl, you always feel like, oh, I want to pay, you're taking care, you're the guy, you're this. But if it's two guys, how do you decide who pays? But also, is it insulting if like one of the guys says I'm going to pay? Is it kind of saying like I'm the masculine one or like I'm the man? Clear this up for us.
Well, this is a very complicated question. It could have a lot of different components. So the first component, I guess, would be, are they both equally good looking or ugly? That's one. And number two.
Wait, whoa. Hold on. Stop. Whoa. Stop at number one. Hold on. Explain that. So are you saying the ugly person pays?
Well, let's put it this way.
Just be honest.
If a guy is going out with another guy and one is really cute, I think it's the one who wants to be on the date more. Also, if there's an age discrepancy and it's an older guy and a younger guy, and yeah, if the older guy is rich and the younger guy's cute and hot, let's say 20 years, and don't start talking about my personal life, Rob.
Yeah, I think you're just describing your life. Go ahead. Is he also straight off the boat and tan?
Oh, is that how you like him, Jeff?
That's what you like.
No. Don't even go there, Mr. Robert. No. So no, I think. So from my experience, when it's two guys and they come from the same social circle, the same, and they both agreed to go out, they like each other. I would say it's really weird because like. I don't even think twice about this. When I hear stories about straight people deciding, like women deciding who should pay, it always sounds weird to me. The person who asked the other person out.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie, listen, your everyday logic and rational advice is something everybody could live by.
The gays love Jamie-Lynn. They really do.
I just signed with a new manager, Jeff. I'm sorry. I can't come over.
Oh, man. You can break the contract anytime. But
This
listen,
is true.
No, it's whoever pays. Whoever pays. By the way, I knew you signed with the new manager. I'd already looked it up.
Oh, you did?
It was in the gay papers. Yeah.
Oh.
Headline.
Wow.
Broadway star.
I made the gay
doesn't want to sing no
papers?
more.
No,
Signs with you.
Actually, no, Jamie, the truth is I was doing some research on a name that I thought was your manager, and I looked to see if it was yours on IMDb, and it wasn't. But also I saw that you had moved to another company.
Yes.
But anyway.
Okay, what about the second date? Like, okay, first date, I understand. It's whoever asked to. So now it's the second date. Does whoever didn't pay on the first date pay, or how does that go?
Well, wait, no, I didn't finish. On the first
Sorry.
date, so basically guys they'll split it, right? But the one who's either asked the person on the date or is less cute will pay. The one who's like a little more desperate will pay, right?
So should I start dating ugly girls and maybe they'll pay for all the dinners?
What? Say that again?
If I start dating, like, should I start dating ugly girls and they're gonna pay for all the dinners? That's I never thought about that.
No, none of these rules apply
I mean,
to
that's like a-
heterosexual
It's like a
couples
sugar baby
because
situation. Right?
because they're
Something.
the chivalry of the man and the man providing for the woman is going to always be the dominant force. I don't understand straight women who are insulted if the man pays, or I mean, but I just think it's weird if I don't know. I think a man should pay for the woman because if he doesn't, he sticks out like a sore thumb, right? Don't you think, Jamie?
Yeah, I mean, I mean,
I mean, if you go on a date,
if I went
right?
on a date and the guy didn't even reach for his wallet, I would be turned off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's different if you insist on paying, but the psychosexual dynamic that happens between a heterosexual man and a woman requires that the man offer to pay.
Yes.
Because, sorry, but like, I'm sorry. You know what I love about you, Jamie? I always hear you talking about the relationship with men, and like, I don't care how equal everybody is. Women, I believe in general, want the guy to be somewhat chivalrous. They want him
I like to
be
be
a little
taken
dominant.
care of. Yes.
Yes, and they want to be ravished. Look, sorry, anthropological, male, female, heterosexual dynamic, because we're animals, that is the chemistry
Yes,
of it, right?
you're
The
not
woman
wrong.
wants to be ravished, and she wants to be, you know, when
Yep.
a woman wants to have a man's baby, come on, there's some anthropology going
That's
on here.
right.
The man has to show up.
Yep.
Dude, Jeff needs a podcast.
I mean,
man.
you
He could go
chose
on
your
and on
husband
about
because
this
you
shit.
wanted to have his kids. And you did.
Yeah.
And that's why the man needs to pay the toll.
That's right. You know, Cutter had no money and paid for our first dinner out together. I took him to a nice sushi
See,
place.
there's a guy
Poor
whose
guy.
seed you want. There's a guy whose seed
That's
you
right.
want to
I was like,
impregnate.
he's
Oh, you
broke.
would definitely want Cutter's seed, Jeff. Yeah, you would definitely
He's
want
not
that
tan
seed
enough,
all
no?
over.
He likes him darker, no?
No,
Even
Cutter's-
women
he's a handsome
who
young guy.
don't acknowledge wanting an alpha
Athlete.
kind of male, they're not acknowledging what really happens. And like in the workplace, everybody wants to be equal and even, and women want to be equal, but like in their personal life, they want a man to be in
Correct.
charge. So then none of this dynamic actually happens in the gay world. It's all like discombobulated.
Yeah.
And it's a whole different story.
So Jeff, when you were
there-
dating,
oh, sorry.
when you were dating back in the day, did you ever date a fat guy?
Nah.
No, I can't
No.
picture. Yeah, I
No.
can't.
Can I ask another question?
What about? Sorry, one more thing.
Ah.
Ugly guy. Ever date an ugly guy?
Well, it depends on what you call ugly. This is where I want Jamie's opinion. I was always the kind, like, the person could have a butter face, but if they had an amazing body, I wouldn't call them ugly. I dated a lot of guys that weren't that attractive. But here's the thing. Jamie, tell me if this is true in the straight world too. If you date a man who's really hot, right,
Yeah.
but not so handsome, it's better.
I'm not following because
Like,
really hot and not
fit in
handsome is not
shape.
making sense to me.
No, not the best face, but a decent face, or maybe a little odd, but like great body, great physique, like
Yeah, that
great
doesn't.
personality.
The body doesn't do it for me. A nice
Oh, yeah,
body
that's
is
right,
great,
that's
but
right.
that's not like. Yeah, it's not high up on my list like yours.
You're a face
Yeah,
gal?
no, I forgot. I remember
I'm a
you
connection
said, yeah,
gal.
you're not. Well, gay men are not like that. Sorry.
Right. Well, here's
men are all
here's
about the
another
body.
question. With gay men, is it just like known that like monogamy is like really not like I feel like a lot of the gay marriages that I know that are very successful, it's not purely monogamous.
Oh boy, now you really got me here. So, I mean, I can only tell you from my experience, but you
Of
know,
course.
like, I don't want to say things that are like, that would be like politically incorrect to say about gay people. But here's the
Please
deal.
do.
Like-
This is YMH Studios. Please, Jeff, come on. Please say
but
it.
You know what? Okay, so this is just one person's impression of the gay community. But you know, Rob, that I was in a 13-year relationship. I had
Wow.
a summer house in the Poconos, and it was in a place called Milford, Pennsylvania, and it was a whole gay community of couples. And the crazy thing about this was, you know, my partner and I, we would have dinner parties and blah blah blah. But yes, I would tell you
You would swing?
that almost every single one of those couples, every member of those couples, with a teeny bit of alcohol and sometimes without, if there, it was really easy for people to show their non-monogamy either in front of or behind their partner's back. So
As long
yeah,
as it
although-
doesn't what? Get like emotional, as long as it's just purely sexual?
You know what? I don't really know what the rules were. Each person, I guess, if you're in a really good,
There's no rule
same as
book.
the straight world. If you're in a good, tight relationship, right,
Mhm.
then you have rules. And if you're not in a tight relationship, then you violate them, and there's ways to get out. Like, I mean, I was in a 1-year relationship with someone, and because I always like monogamy. I'm
Yeah.
a total monogamous person. But when
Same.
relationships started going on the skids, I think we used as a tool, same as straight people do, is opening it up. And I do think a lot of times when couples open it up, straight or gay, it's because they both know it's on the skids. They're looking for a way to get out,
Interesting.
and they edge out by opening up and out of monogamy.
Interesting.
But
Yeah, I
do
was just
think-
going to say, like, do you ever think when you open it up that ends up being successful? I can't imagine it. I would not be okay.
So here's where I guess you evolve into something that you have to use your imagination. I have seen gay couples that have been together for so long. They're like right and left shoe. They are together. They're bonded. They're bored sexually. They decide to open it up. Nothing's going to threaten that relationship. Nothing's going to take them away. They have their house. Maybe they raise some kids. They have a dog. They just want to get laid and have some fun.
Right.
I think gay men are more open to taking the sex act and making it an act of recreation. And when you've been with someone for that many years and their chest hair is gray and they're overweight and weird varicose veins, boom, you
so
just find your
specific.
own thing. You either do it together or you don't. I know couples, though, that I know will never split, but they're not monogamous.
Yes, that's what I was
But
referring to.
wouldn't that be tough if, like, I mean, I guess it's the same in a straight relationship, but like if you're a gay guy and you're with a guy and things aren't going great, and then you see him go have sex with somebody else and he's like really into it, isn't that like crushing?
Oh, I can tell you it happened with me. I was dating somebody. We were about to move in together. And it was about over a year. We were planning on being together. He demanded that it open up, right? He demanded it. And we used to go out to the Pines because I'm a New Yorker. And there was a lot of crazy stuff going on in the Pines. And there were these sex parties and stuff. And he demanded, Rob, I don't even think I told you any of these stories.
I don't think so.
He demanded to go out to this party, and I am more monogamous minded. I did not want to do this, but I kind of had no choice. And I said, well, okay. And we made some rules.
You didn't have a
and we went
choice.
into this
Why? Because
party.
you didn't want to lose him?
Yeah, because I think at that point, that dynamic was, I felt like if I didn't allow it to be open, and if I didn't allow it to be open, I could lose them. But also, there's one other thing. Like in the gay world, we don't have rules that are set up. Like I mean, I'm 62 now, right? But when I was younger, and this was when I was in my 30s, like my generation of gay men, we didn't have rules. We weren't allowed to get married, and the world told us we were wrong.
Right.
And
Right.
I was trying to figure it out. Like,
Of course.
do I? What?
Of course, I said.
Like, do I stand up for monogamy because that's what I like? But
Mhm.
maybe I like it because I'm insecure and I shouldn't be insecure. Like, when you're in your 30s, like you don't have the blueprint that straight people do. Like Jamie, you and Cutter, right? Just think about the blueprints that society gives
Yes,
you and
of
that
course.
you can discuss with him based on that kind of stuff. But let me tell you what happens. So
Yeah, we don't
go
even
to
know who
this
pays for
party.
dinner when two guys go out. Like we don't have any of the blueprint. I mean, you have way more of the blueprints than we
It's
do.
the
But we
Wild
don't know
West.
shit. Yeah, Wild West.
Yeah, no, you had to make it up as you go along. Maybe, oh God, today it must be even crazier with all the gender shit. But we went to this party, and if I tell you what was going on at this party, I don't even think you'd allow it on the internet with YMH. But anyway,
Wow.
he
Can you give us a
violated-
little something that you remember?
Sounds like Fire Island a little, from what I've heard.
It was Fire Island Pines. Yeah, well, okay. The deal was you couldn't. Okay, I'm going to let you use your imagination. There was a certain thing you could do, which a lot of people do, and then there was the
Poppers?
whole thing. No. Sex act.
Isn't that a popper?
It was okay. Okay, bottom line. It was okay as there was no fucking. Sucking and everything else was okay, but no fucking, okay?
Oh my.
Okay.
Are you allowed to say that on cable?
Yeah, we could believe it.
Cable. What do you think we're on over here? PBS?
I'm 62. Give me a break. I hear them laughing
Cable?
at me.
They're not laughing at you, I promise.
You don't
I
know that my
promise.
podcast is not a cable TV show?
Hey, listen, for two people whose lives changed due to basic cable, I would say don't take it for granted, buds.
Okay, so wait, that's the big reveal that there was sucking and no fucking?
Okay. So the rule was that sucking was okay, but fucking was not, right? And right in front of me, he violated that rule.
Oh,
With other
your
people.
rule. That was your rule. I thought you were saying that was the rule at the party. Okay, I'm sorry. That makes more sense.
No,
okay,
the
you guys had an
party-
agreement. Sorry.
Yeah, I said that we could only go if there was this agreement, and I didn't want to do it.
Right, you could only
And-
suck a bunch of cock. Okay.
Yeah, you could do that. Oh, by the way, listen, I'm not.
Could you imagine, like,
changing
they're in the
story
car,
retrospect.
they're in the car outside, and he's like, listen, when you're in this party,
That's
if
what
I see you
happened.
not sucking cock, yeah, like,
That's what
you better
happened.
only be sucking cock in there.
Oh
Because
my
if
God, stop saying
I'm
that.
going to get mad at you if I see it.
Wait, there's no. Did you say in a car?
Yeah, like you're pulling up to the party.
Oh no, this is Fire Island. It's boardwalks. There's no cars. But anyway, we were walking down the boardwalk. We're walking down the boardwalks, right? There's no cars on Fire Island.
Yeah.
And we're going, and we have the rules. We'd already discussed it. I was begrudgingly going. Now, by the way, I'm in my 30s, right? I am sulking off in a corner. I did not participate in anything that was going on. And don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that I'm some kind of prude, because if I tell you other parts of my life, you would see I'm not. But I wasn't happy about this.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat sheepishly off in the corner,
Aw.
wanting to leave, watching him violate the rules. And
It's like the gay
you know
dirty
how it
dancing.
ended? Remember what?
It's like the gay dirty dancing where you're sitting in the corner.
Yes. And you want to know how it ended? Remember the dating show? They said, how did the date end? Well, this is how that date ended. This was after almost a year and a half, and we were about to move in together into my condo. We leave the party. I'm doing one of those silent anger things, and I'm doing the angry walking down the boardwalk, have a right to be angry and pissed at this person who's about to move in with me. And I say, I'm not happy with what happened. And he said, neither am I. And I said, what do you mean? He said, this relationship is over. And I was like, he like
Wow.
slammed me with that. I like, what? He said, we're done.
He's got the post-nut clarity. That's what's going on. You know, he just nutted and he's like, yo, this is fucking done, bro. Like, that's, yeah, wow. That
And
post-nut
then you
clarity.
met Rob when you went back to the city, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah, he was pouting walking around New York
Yeah.
City, and I'm like, hey.
Look at this
Wait,
cute little
he
boy.
didn't have the wherewithal to like think, okay, this is what I'm going to
What a
do.
jerk.
And he literally broke
Jerk.
up with me right there on Fire Island. Remember how far, Jamie? Oh, you guys, you're both from New York, right? How long does it take to get from Fire Island back to the
it's
city?
a
right?
trek.
I'm straight. I've never been
You
to
got to
Fire
take
Island.
a ferry and a car and a train. It's so far.
Long Island Railroad and
Yeah.
the taxis and everything, right? And the ferry. Literally, he said to me, "It's over," and I thought it was going to be like, "What can we discuss?" I went from "This is not okay" to "What can we talk about it? We could go to therapy. We could." I was like begging,
Oh,
and
man.
I was
Poor Jeff.
destroyed. Can you imagine getting back to the house, having to sleep that night in the bed next to that separate beds, pack your shit, get to the ferry, go on
Terrible.
the ferry, not
Terrible.
speak a
Pack your
freaking
shit's an
word.
interesting term to use. Just saying.
That was a memorable event. But anyway, I don't know if that answered any of the questions. You were asking me about monogamy.
No,
wasn't
yeah,
that-
no,
but
that's
Yeah,
pretty-
yeah,
Wait,
was a real-
How many people are at this party?
Oh, the world of sex parties. Well, you know, sex parties exist for straight people as well.
No,
as
yeah,
gay
I'm
people,
asking
and
this specific party. How many women are there? How many people? Sorry.
Oh, well, this was like the 90s, in Fire Island, maybe probably 25 people,
'Cause
maybe 30.
My question is there one woman there, like somebody who's like like a bartender, or is it just fucking 30 dudes?
That party is a person whose home was just opened up into a big sexual arena. But like,
An
I know
arena.
other parties that happen in Manhattan where, there is a bar and there's, and they, they have drinks and stuff. There's things like that exist all over the city. There's a party in New York City that's been going on for 30 years, I think, in a person's home. And then, there's lots of places like that, straight and gay. It's the business of sex is pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah, it was that you guys stepped into the sexual arena and you found out you were dating Marcus Aurelius, huh?
Yeah, exactly. But listen, I'm telling you, like, these weird highlights. You know me, Rob. My life is, I work a lot, right?
Yes,
I've
very,
always
very.
been in
One of the most
relationships.
responsible people I've ever met in my entire life. Let me do this for you. Like the best manager
The
ever.
best.
I know people who have a manager and they'll be like, "Yeah, I called them 3 days ago. They haven't called me back." Jeff is always on his shit. He's incredible. He's also like in this, 30 something years in this industry. I've had a lot of people come to me and be like, what should I do?
40, 40.
No, I'm only 39. I'm talking about me. I'm saying, like, I've had a lot of people come up to me and say, how do I get into this? And I know I could always trust, like, pushing them off to Jeff and being like, just talk to Jeff, because a lot of managers take advantage of people. And
Yeah.
especially back in 1991 through, early 2000s, before people could just Google stuff, there was a lot of scammers and a lot of people would take advantage of people, and you'd give them a bunch of money to get headshots and print a resume and all this stuff. And then you go to the office and they're just gone. Like, it's just a total sham.
And there's always people scamming in the entertainment industry. There's been picture scams, everything. And the truth was, it didn't ever cost any money to get in. How did you get in, Jamie?
To what?
The business.
The
show
sex
business.
parties?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was doing
Begrudgingly?
community theater, and then somebody knew about this small manager out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, and I drove and I met her in the city, and I sang and I read for her, and she signed me, and it was kind of went on from there. And
I know who your manager was. And,
You did?
And, what?
I said, you did?
Yeah, though I know one that in those days that was in Allentown, Pennsylvania. There were a few that I knew that were outside the city, but yeah, the real world of getting into showbiz, especially as kids, was pretty simple, and it was free, and it was, and if you were talented, it was easy.
Right.
But if you weren't talented, like Robert Iler, you would find someone like me.
That's it.
So sweet. See, and then people wonder
You're
why
a
I think I'm not
dream maker.
talented. Even the one guy who
This
fucking
is Jeff,
spotted
the
me.
dream maker.
Yeah, tells me I'm not talented. As I was just saying,
Wait,
what
but
a great guy
I
he is.
have to.
Please, it's my show,
I
Jeff.
have to defend my reputation.
It's my
though,
show.
Because you know me. I've been in relationships my whole life, and this one's 13 years now. And I'm telling you highlights of when I was young and what
Of
the
course.
life.
Yeah,
we
we
know
know.
that.
Yeah, you're not some weird 63-year-old guy out there. One other thing I wanted to ask you. So a few months ago, we did an episode with somebody who was shot in the back of the head in the New York homicide thing, and you had your own encounter where you got robbed at gunpoint, right?
Oh my God! I can't even believe you remember that.
Well, I mean, that's a fucking that's a big. I mean, they make TV shows about shit like that. That's a big deal.
I blocked that out of my mind. When I lived in New York, I live in the LA area now, but when I lived in New York, I lived in a really nice area of Soho. Yeah, no, I didn't even remember telling you about this, but I came up in the elevator, went to my front door, and two guys came, one from each direction on the hall, and one put a gun in my head, my temple, and the other grabbed me. I had a leather jacket on. He grabbed me by the arms, and the other had a gun to my head. And I just kept on thinking something that I had learned from all those years of watching those true crime things. They tell you never allow the person to get control of you. Like, do whatever you can, because once they get control of you, you're dead. That was have you ever heard of that? Like,
No.
you
I
never
think you're
let
supposed to
them get
make
in your
yourself
car.
big, right? Like
That's where the bear-
That's when you see a bear.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's
bear
your
or a
type,
lion.
isn't
No.
it? Isn't that what you're into? So go ahead. Sorry.
A little bit. No. So I knew that I wasn't gonna. what it was is it was that push-in crime where as you're pulling out your key, they force you into your apartment, then they tie you up, and then they force you to give them money and your valuables, and they have full control of you. The cops told me after they sometimes shoot or kill those people after the crime, right?
That would have been terrible for
So-
my career.
Yeah, that definitely. Well, maybe it would have been good for your career. I don't know. So do you want to know what happened?
Yes.
I shit in my pants. It smelled really. No, I'm kidding.
I believe
That's the
you.
bear. That's a
I-
bear thing too.
There was this instant moment as I was putting the key in. I pretended like the key wasn't working, and I'm thinking, "How do I get out of here? How do I get out of here? How do I get out of here?" And at that moment, my partner, who hears me at the front door, he thought, what the fuck is Jeff doing? He's like at the front door, but not coming in. So he went to the door, and as he opened the door, the guy with the gun took the gun off of my temple and stuck it in the crack of the door to try to get him, to try to, force him to open the door. And the moment the gun was off of my head, I don't know how I did this. It's one of those things that happens in the moment. My body, like a snake, shed its skin, which was the leather jacket. The guy was standing there. The first guy had the gun on Ruben, in the crack of the door, and the second guy was holding a jacket with no human in it, because I yanked my body out and I ran for the exit on the hallway and ran down the steps screaming bloody murder. And I screamed so loud, everybody was looking and listening. And those fucking assholes, when they realized that I was free, they left Ruben, they left him alone. They came down and they sauntered out of the building and merged into New York City sidewalk people, knowing nobody would give a shit who they were. Now, I'm a little crazy. I ran down the street following them, screaming, there are the guys, on my phone, trying to call the cops. And I'm on 911 saying, I'm following them. And the guy pulls out his gun and aims it at me while I'm following him. I'm not following them anymore.
Whoa.
And that's how it ended.
I didn't. So how long after that are you scared, like every time you walk into your building?
I never, ever recovered from the instinctive side view, watching people. Never did I ever walk up that building again and not check the doors. Oh, by the way, when I was going to my door, I was pretending not to be able to get in because I noticed there was a crack that somebody was behind the stairwell door and it wasn't fully closed. I knew in my gut that there was something wrong the moment I got out of the elevator. I knew it.
Wow.
And I never, ever recovered. And still to this day, I've had security systems in every one of my houses. Everywhere I go, I always am looking for an out. I will never walk out of an elevator without looking in both directions, and I always look for exits. Always. It's just built into me now.
Well, thank you for calling. Thank you for sharing your story. I'm never looking for an out from you, Jeff. You've been my manager for 33 years. You'll be my manager
lifers.
forever. Yeah, we're lifers. Thank you for being our gay reporter out there and giving us
All right. Well,
the
if there's
updates.
any gay things in the news that you want a normal, rational, gut honest, review of, you can always feel free to run it by me.
We really appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you for everything you do for us. Thank you for
Yes.
calling into the pod. And I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Great. Talk to you
Bye,
later.
Jeff.
Bye.
Bye, Jamie.
If that's not a goodbye from a gay guy, he's like, I don't know, I sound gay. He's like, bye, Amy. He's a very incredible guy, but incredibly gay. Yeah, I think that's we've gone over.
Wow.
We'll edit some. I'll edit.
Yeah.
But we got a good, get chop 10 minutes out of there.
Yeah.
I think
Do you guys have a lot of long phone conversations, you two?
Yeah, we don't talk for a while, and then we have like one long,
Yeah.
and then like sometimes it's like, we go, because we'll get hooked on talking about something.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of interesting takes.
He does. He does.
He's good. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next Thursday.